Hey gang, Joyce with Skipping Calves Farms here. We actually have a fairly decent day today, and I'm stepping out of my greenhouse. Been working in there and just realized, hey, I didn't take any pictures. So let's see if we can do a bit of a video here. I've been doing several things. Number one, I came in and I had some leftover topsoil base that was mostly, this was mostly sphagnum peat moss, a little bit of compost, a little bit of perlite, a little bit of vermiculite. But it was really, when I used it last year when it dried out, it got really hard. I didn't have enough stuff in it. I didn't have nearly this much perlite in it. So I added some more perlite, I added some more vermiculite, I added some sand. I added a container like this. It was just play sand. It's what I could get at the time. And so I added a little bit, I added some other stuff. I added a little bit of, oh goodness gracious. I added a little bit of rock dust. I added a little bit of calcium carbonate. In addition to the play sand, I added a little bit of ground up sheep mineral. Not much, just a tiny little bit. I added a little bit of mushroom compost. I like the texture of this. It's staying a little bit lighter than the other. So this year, instead of trying to make these into soil cubes, I've decided to do something a little bit different. So I just filled up half of one of these 50 cube trays. So basically these are like 2-inch cubes or the equivalent. I had 3 of my bell peppers that germinated after 7 days. So those are in those 3 cubes. You can kind of tell they're soaked down because they're watered. So we'll see how that goes. These are 3 different bags of bell pepper seeds. These are from 2 weeks ago. Excuse me, these are from a week ago. These are from a few days ago. I did get a total of 3 seeds that had germinated after what? 7 or 8 days. One of them actually germinated at 5. Then I took and I had these sweet potatoes in jars of water with a little bit of SES solution in there, and they just don't look so good. So I took some of the smaller sweet potatoes out of the ground because they weren't in the ground long enough last year to have a full growing season. So I just took some of those and put them in some of my starting soil, my seedling soil, watered it down a little bit, and even though this dome doesn't fit completely, it'll still help minimize moisture loss. And I've got seeds from a number of things that I'm going to be putting into the Ziploc bags to germinate tomorrow. These are now soaking in SES. I've got, okay, so this is Amish paste tomatoes from my garden last year. These are cherry tomatoes from my garden last year. These 2 here in the middle, one of them is Amish paste from 2020, one of them is Amish paste from 2025. I want to compare the germination rates. And these last three are very old seeds. The one in the front is a bunch of cayenne seeds from California from 2010. This one is some California Wonder Bell pepper, and this one is some red acre cabbage seeds. And all of those seeds are at least 15 years old, and they've not been properly stored. So it'll be interesting to see. Although last year I did do a different cabbage seed, and I did get a few of them to germinate. So that's what I've been doing today. And so here's the actual package from California with a germination date of 2011 for the California Wonder. And then that's the red cabbage, and then the cayenne is in the middle. So we'll see. You know, seeds stay in the seed bank in your soil, and they can be in there for 100 years. Now, granted, who knows what the germination rate is? If it's coming back up and it's what you need and it doesn't cost you anything, time or treasure, who cares? So just kind of another little experiment. It's not going to take a whole bunch of time. I'm just going to put the seeds in a little Ziploc bag. Well, let me show you what I've done here. It's a little easier to read the ones I marked on the bag here. So these were bullnose peppers from my garden. I took 20 seeds and soaked them overnight, and then I added 5 mils of water to the paper towel. They soaked overnight in SES solution. Those have only been in there for a couple of days, so they're not going to germinate until next week. And I'll keep an eye on these 2 bags, because these may germinate now, or could even take another 14 days for those. It's 7 to 21 days typically for those to germinate. So that's what we got going in here. I used quite a bit of my soil to make up this mix, and I really like the texture of it. I'm going to have to make some more, but that'll cover me for all the seeds that I've got on my schedule for my garden planning. I got a free garden planner software from a website online, and used it a bit last year. Using it again this year. It's called Seed Time. They've got some really nice upgrades, but for me it just wasn't cost effective. If I was doing a garden, you know, a market garden or a bigger garden, or if there were more than just me in the garden, it might be worth doing it that way. But for me, everything's kind of cluttered, small, and shoestring. So this is what we're working with, and this is what we got done for today. And those are the seeds that we need to get started tomorrow. And it's getting warm inside the greenhouse here. It's showing that it's 87 degrees. So what I'm doing right now, and it's about noon, I guess. So what I'm doing now is I'm putting up shade cloth to see if I can't keep the greenhouse from getting too hot today. So I'm going to try and run the shade cloth that I had from my house down south, and it's long and narrow. And what I tried to do last year was run the shade cloth from one side and then back over to the other side, and that worked okay. But it's still really the greenhouse was sitting this way in the driveway, just like the semi is back there. It was next to the semi. So this way I have it facing due south. And as soon as those peach trees sprout, I'll get dappled sun in the morning, and I'll get a little bit of dappled sun in the afternoon. So what I'm thinking about doing is taking my shade cloth and running it this way and seeing if I can tie it from the middle, right, see if I can see here, the middle here from like where that ridge pole is, and let it hang down. So that will take all of the heat, and it'll take the heat off of the front as well. So and then just tie it back from around the door. So that's what I'm thinking about doing next, and we'll see how that goes. And take it from there. I also need to get some more hay on out for the sheep, and I'll be moving some more fencing around tomorrow. I opened it back up for them to get back out over here by the side of the road, and they were back out there in the morning. They like to graze over there early. There's a lot of tree sprouts and privet sprouts, and those have got a lot of protein in them. So I forgot what it is. I think it's up to 20% protein on the privet. But they're grazing over there somewhere now. I can't really see them. Ah, there they are. It looks like Mama. You can look right there in the middle by the beehives. That's the area I opened up for them yesterday, day before. Opened up for them day before. So they had access to it yesterday and today. So, not a huge area, but it gives them a new place to graze. So, it's all good. I may set up fencing for them to have access to this side of the driveway next. I'll just have to pray about it and see what works. So with that, gang, I will wish you blessings for the day. Let's see if we can make this shade cloth work as well. Till then, gang, whatever you do, just keep chasing your dream.